Ta-da!
Hello, adventurer. If you're planning your first winter adventure and you don't want to freeze, watch this till the end because I'll be sharing with you exactly what to wear and what not to wear to help you stay warm and comfortable on your first winter adventure. Let's begin.
Here's everything you need to pack, not to just survive winter, but actually enjoy it. The super simple secret to that is layering. But hold on, I'm not just talking about piling on thicker and thicker jackets until you feel warm. Because on top of the cold temperatures, you will also need to protect against the wind. And actually, yourself. Yes, that's right. You, or more specifically, your sweat, is another big problem to consider. But I'll touch more on that along the way. Basically, everything can be categorized into 3 layers. We'll start with the outermost one and work our way inwards. First, the outer shell. Its main purpose is to prevent the wind and rain from robbing you of your warmth. The scariest thing in winter is actually the wind. It can be a comfortable 10 degrees Celsius day, but when the winter wind swoops in, whoosh, you'll feel the chill through your bones. So you'll need a good outer shell if you don't want to get robbed. The higher end outer shells will cost upwards of $200 because on top of protecting you from the wind, it's also designed to protect you against rain. And they are made of special materials that allows your sweat to escape while still being waterproof. As a result, this is very suitable for physical activities such as hiking, skiing, or snowboarding, where you will perspire a lot. The most famous material is Gore-Tex, but it's also the most expensive. If you're only planning casual hikes, the more affordable shells treated with water-repellent surface will be sufficient. Otherwise, get this kind of outer shells with pit zips. This is now a favorite feature that I must have on my outer shell. Check this out. When I need to cool down fast, the pit zips open up and vent excess moisture and heat. Another essential feature is the hood. Not only it will protect your ears and neck from excessive winds, these hoods will also help you pack your outer shells more compactly. From a big loose jacket to ta-da! See how compact it is? Next is the mid layers. Its primary purpose is to store heat and insulate you from the cold. The thicker your mid layer, the warmer you'll feel. But it's not actually the thickness of the material that matters. It's the resulting air pockets that will keep you warm. For the best warm to weight ratio, you'll want to get the down jackets. They are easily identifiable by pockets of down arranged in a panels as a jacket. This down jacket has kept me warm down to minus 20 degrees. And let me show you how crazy compact this is. And just like that, just slightly bigger than my face. However, these are often priced $100 and above, depending on the quality of the fillings. You can get cheaper ones that are filled with polyester fillings, but they will not offer the same amount of warmth. Also, down jackets are terrible for physical activities because if you get them wet, they will clump up and lose their insulating property. So yeah, if you're gonna sweat a lot, don't wear this. For more affordable options that you can wear on a hike or when you're going skiing, get these synthetic fleece jackets. The heavier the fleece, the warmer you'll be. Alternatively, you can also just put on any woolen jacket that you have lying around. Just don't wear cotton because those are terrible in sweat management. The moment you drench your cotton in sweat, it's very hard to dry. In the market, you also find a lot of outer shells that comes with built-in insulation. These are often called soft shells. Makes me think of soft shell crab. These soft shells are more convenient because instead of having to put on an insulation layer and then an outer shell, you only need to put on one piece of item. But I actually don't like this setup because then I can't use this soft shell for higher temperature destinations. I might not need all that insulation, you know. In comparison, if I have a dedicated outer shell, I can wear this everywhere. So I just need to buy one good one and it's good for every other trip. And finally, the base layer. Its main purpose is to wick sweat away from your body. The best ones are made of merino wool, which is this magic material in winter layering because not only is light, warm and wicks moisture well, it also doesn't stink that bad even after a sweaty day and wearing it for multiple days. How did I know? Well, let's just say I've been there. However, again, it's also the most expensive. Good news is, a good one can last you for years, so it pays if you're buying your set for the long term. This set I got from Montbell has lasted me for around 7 years, and this one from Smartwool around 4 years. So if you're wondering which item you want to splurge on, go for a very good base layer. But beware, don't get those that are too thick because it will interfere with their wicking capacities. For more affordable option, go for those synthetics made of polyester. Again, avoid cotton base layers because if you're drenched, you'll freeze. Cotton, more like cut off. Anyway, if you're wondering how to check the material of the things you're buying, just look out for the white label. It will always say it. If it doesn't say it, don't buy it. For your lower body, it's the same concept, except your legs actually produce a lot of heat, especially when you are on the move. So you don't really need to put on anything too thick for your lower body. Also, unlike your top layer that you can just put on and off anytime you like, or unzip to cool down, it's a lot harder to take off your pants, especially when wearing shoes, and a lot harder to explain why you're unzipping your pants in public. So, the most convenient setup is to get a windproof pants as your shell and a nice base layer plus underwear. Generally, you don't need insulated pants until you are below 10 degrees. But now, you might be asking, how do I know if this pants windproof? Well, here's an easy way to check. You can literally just blow on it. Grab a bit of fabric and blow through it. The resistance that you feel is how windproof it is. Usually I make a ring with my index finger so that I don't kiss the fabric, If you can still blow through it, it's not that windproof. This one is definitely windproof. Now, for the ultimate comfort, you won't want to leave house without these accessories. First is the neck gaiter. When it gets colder, I get the most uncomfortable in my neck, face and ears. And this one item solves all that problem. Let me show you. If it's just a bit of cold, I'll wear it on my neck. This works as dedicated insulation to keep my neck comfortable. If the chill gets to my face, I can just slide this up to cover my cheeks, nose and ears. Now, I'm more comfortable on my face. This is even more important in dry and cold climate, especially sub-zero temperatures, because the air can get very painful to breathe in. So, wearing this over your nose and mouth helps to keep some moisture and warmth so that when you breathe in, it's not as painful. This neck gaiter is my absolute favorite accessory. Mine is from Buff. It's 100% merino. I've been using this same one for 8 years now. One more thing. This also doubles as an eye mask for sleeping in the plane. Next, the beanie. Basically, it's dedicated insulation for your head. You will want to get one that also covers all the way till your ears. Again, merino wool will offer the best comfort and warmth. If you're planning a long trip and you wear a synthetic beanie, by day 3 or day 4, your head might start to itch. By the way, if you find this video helpful so far, please leave a like so that more people can find it. Thank you very much. So, now you know how layers work. How do you form a working set? Let me show you my formula that works for all weather. Between 10 to 20 degrees is actually not that cold. So, I'll just put on my base layer and my fleece, which I will take off when I feel hot. Plus, my outer shell for when I'm expecting to go outdoors where there's lots of wind and rain. For my bottoms, I'll put on my merino undies with my windproof hiking pants. How about 0 to 10 degrees Celsius? This is when it can get disastrously cold. So I'll put on my full base layers, top and bottom, my windproof hiking pants, and depending on the planned activity of the day, if I'm not gonna do much physical activity, I'll put on my down jacket, but I will also bring along my outer shell in case of more wind or rain. I also will not leave the house without this, my neck gaiter and my beanie. Ta-da! It will also be good to have some gloves to protect your hands from the constant exposure to the cold. I just kinda hate gloves because I can't use my fingers properly in them. See? Fat fingers. So as much as possible, I try to get those skin-tight ones. if I'm planning to do a hike, I'll instead put on my fleece and hard shell. At the beginning, you'll feel a little bit cold, but trust me, the moment you start moving, you'll start to warm up. You might even want to take out your fleece after some time. For sub-zero temperatures, like how I'm filming in Harbin right now, it's at least minus 10 degrees Celsius. I'll wear the same as 0 to 10 degrees, but I'll add on a few more insulation layers to keep me warm and swap to my insulated pants. If you're planning to be outdoors after sundown in winter, go well prepared. Otherwise, your friends will find a snowman that looks like you the next morning. Actually, I almost forgot to talk about the most important item. The dog. Just kidding, it's the shoes! Unlike your hands, there's no pocket that your feet can run into to get warm. So, to avoid having cold feet on your trip, or even better, all your future trips, invest in a good hiking boots. Because if you get a good pair, it can easily last you 3 to 5 years. Why hiking boots is so ideal is because they are windproof, insulated, and water resistant while still allowing your feet to perspire. And it works on 99% of the terrain that you're gonna get on. I wore these same boots in tropical Singapore and the freezing Rocky Mountains in the US. For socks, I'll get a thin liner sock, which are socks that are designed to be skin tight. It works just like your base layers. And I get another wool sock to double up when I'm planning to go somewhere really cold. Usually, I will only need this at 10 degrees Celsius and below. To make this work, you need to get your boot at a loose fit. Not loose, yeah, just loose enough that you can wear a second sock while still wearing it snugly. However, even if you layer well, your skin will still suffer unless you do these things. First, apply moisturizer every night and every morning. Otherwise, your skin will start to dry up and peel. At worst, this can develop into painful scabs. So if you want to retain all that complexion, moisturize your face, hands, and body. Secondly, if you don't want to end up with painful cracked lips, apply lip balm every other hour. Otherwise, you'll start feeling the sting at the edge of your lips. For me, I always keep a stick of lip balm at hand all the time. Alternatively, if you don't have a lip balm around, it's a good opportunity to ask your girlfriend or wife for a kiss every other hour. Third, do not pull on your dry skin. Bring a nail clipper along so you can cut off any loose skin without causing you extra pain. And congratulations! You are now ready for your first winter adventure. Now, if you want to know how I almost froze to death, watch this next video over here. I'll see you there.